All right, class, we are going to finish up Faustus. I know you're sick of it. All right, so when we last left off, the emperor had promised Faustus that he would be beloved and that he would command the state of Germany for all of the wonderful things he has done for him. And Benvolio had vowed revenge on Faustus, so things are heating up. Martino says, "Nay, sweet Benvolio, let us sway thy thoughts from this attempt against the conjurer." His buddy's trying to talk him out of trying to get revenge on him because they know that Faustus is very powerful and he might actually be able to stop them. Benvolio says, "Away! You love me not to urge me thus. Shall I let slip so great an injury? While every servile groom jests at my wrongs, and in their rustic gambols proudly say, Benvolio's head was graced with horns today. Oh, may these eyelids never close again, till with my sword I have that conjurer slain. If you will aid me in this enterprise, then draw your weapons and be resolute. If not, depart. Here will Benvolio die, but Faustus's death shall quit my infamy." So he says, no, I'm not taking it. This guy put horns on my head. I can't let that go. I won't rest until he's dead. And then Frederick says, "Nay, we will stay with thee, betide what may, and kill the doctor if he come this way." Benvolio says, "Then, gentle Frederick, hie thee to the grove, and place our servants and our followers close in an ambush there behind the trees. By this I know the conjurer is near. I saw him kneel and kiss the emperor's hand, and take his leave, laden with rich rewards. Then, soldiers, boldly fight. If Faustus die, take you the wealth, leave us the victory." And Frederick says, "Come, soldiers, follow me unto the grove. Who kills him shall have gold and endless love." Exit Frederick with the soldiers. My head is lighter than it was by the horns, but yet my heart is more ponderous than my head, and pants until I see the conjurer dead." Martino says, "Where shall we place ourselves, Benvolio?" Benvolio says, "Here will we stay to bide the first assault. Oh, were that damned hellhound but in place, thou soon shouldst see me quit my foul disgrace. Close, close, the conjurer is at hand, and all alone comes walking in his gown. Be ready then, and strike the peasant down. Mine be that honor then. Now sword strike home, for horns he gave, I'll have his head anon. See, here he comes." Okay, so they're ready to ambush Faustus. They're hiding in the woods, waiting for him to walk by. It says, "Enter Faustus with a false head." Bit of funny slapstick here. "No words, this blow ends all. Hell take his soul, his body thus must fall." He stabs Faustus, and Faustus says, "Oh!" "Groan you, master doctor? Break may his heart with groans, dear Frederick. See, thus will I end his griefs immediately. Strike with a willing hand." Benvolio strikes off Faustus's head. "His head is off! The devil's dead. The Furies now may laugh." So it looks as though they've killed Faustus, but we know he made a deal. So is he dead? I don't know. There's 25 pages left. "Was this that stern aspect, that awful frown, made the grim monarch of infernal spirits tremble and quake at his commanding charms? Was this that damned head whose art conspired Benvolio's shame before the emperor? Aye, that's the head, and there the body lies, justly rewarded for his villainies. Come, let us devise how we may add more shame to the black scandal of his hated name. First, on his head, in quittance of my wrongs, I'll nail huge forked horns, and let them hang within the window where he yoked me first, that all the world may see my just revenge." Martino says, "What use shall we put his beard to?" "We'll sell it to a chimney sweeper. It will wear out 10 birchen brooms, I warrant you." That's a bit of a joke there. "What shall his eyes do?" "We'll pull out his eyes, and they shall serve for buttons to his lips, to keep his tongue from catching cold. An excellent policy. And now, sirs, having divided him, what shall the body do?" And then all of a sudden Faustus rises up, and they're very afraid of this. "Zounds, the devil's alive again! Give him his head, for God's sake!" Oh, okay. "Nay, keep it. Faustus will have heads and hands, all your hearts to recompense this deed. Knew you not, traitors, that I was limited for 24 years to breathe on earth? And had you cut my body with your swords, or hewed this flesh and bones as small as sand, yet in a minute had my spirit returned, and I had breathed a man made free from harm. But wherefore do I dally my revenge? Astaroth, Belimoth, Mephistopheles, go, horse these traitors on your fiery backs, and mount aloft with them as high as heaven. Thence pitch them headlong to the lowest hell. Yet stay, the world shall see their misery, and hell shall after plague their treachery. Go, Belimoth, and take this caitiff hence, and hurl him into some lake of mud and dirt. Take thou this other, drag him through the woods amongst the prickling thorns and sharpest briars, whilst with my gentle Mephistopheles the traitor flies unto some steepy rock, that rolling down may break the villain's bones, as he intended to dismember me. Fly hence, dispatch my charge immediately. And Frederick says, Pity us, gentle Faustus, save our souls. Away! He must needs go that the devil drives. All right, the ambushed soldiers come in. Come, sirs, prepare yourself in readiness. Make haste to help these noble gentlemen. I heard them parley with the conjurer. See where he comes. Dispatch and kill the slave. What here, an ambush to betray my life? Then, Faustus, try thy skill. Based peasants, stand. For lo, these trees remove at my command, and stand as bulwarks twixt yourselves and me, to shield me from your hated treachery. Yet to encounter this your weak attempt, behold, an army comes incontinent. And Faustus strikes the door, and enter a devil, playing on a drum. After him another bearing an ensign, and drivers with weapons. Mephistopheles with fireworks. They set upon the soldiers, drive them out, and exit. Enter at several doors Benvolio, Frederick, and Martino, their heads and faces bloody and besmeared with mud and dirt, all having horns on their heads. The horn is like a running physical gag. It gets pretty funny once you do it a lot. What ho, Benvolio? Here. What, Frederick? Ho! Oh, help me, gentle friend. Where is Martino? Dear Frederick here, half smothered in a lake of mud and dirt, through which the Furies drag me by the heels. Martino, see, Benvolio's horns again. Oh, misery! How now, Benvolio? Defend me, heaven, shall I be haunted still? Nay, fear not, man, we have no power to kill. My friends transformed thus, oh hellish spite, your heads are all set with horns. You hit it right. 'Tis your own, you mean. Feel on your head. Zounds! Horns again! I do want to point out that I had a student in class one time that read this line. He had kind of a southern accent, and he read it, Zounds, horns again. I can't help but hear that every time I read it. Okay. Nay, chafe not, man, we are all sped. What devil attends this damned magician, that spite of spite our wrongs are doubled? What may we do that we may hide our shames? If we should follow him to work revenge, he'd join long ass's ears to these huge horns, and make us laughing-stocks to all the world. What shall we do, then, dear Benvolio? I have a castle joining near these woods, and thither we'll repair and live obscure, till time shall alter these our brutish shapes. Sith black disgrace hath thus eclipsed our fame, we'll rather die with grief than live with shame. All right, so they decide they're going to go and hide and just wait until the horns fall off naturally. So enter Faustus, a horse courser, and Mephistopheles. A horse courser is like a person that sells a horse. And this is just showing like the things Faustus is doing with his power. He's messing with people. He's just playing with people. That's what he sold his soul for. So here comes the horse courser. I beseech your worship, accept of these $40. Friend, thou canst not buy so good a horse for so small a price. I have no great need to sell him. But if thou likest him for $10 more, take him, because I see thou hast a good mind to him. I beseech you, sir, accept of this. I'm a very poor man, and have lost very much of late by horse flesh, and this bargain will set me up again. Well, I will not stand with thee. Give me the money. Horse courser gives Faustus the money. Now, sirrah, I must tell you that you may ride him o'er hedge and ditch, and spare him not. But, do you hear, in any case ride him not into the water. How, sir, not into the water? Why, will he not drink of all waters? Yes, he will drink of all waters, but ride him not into the water. Over hedge and ditch, or where thou wilt, but not into the water. Go bid the hostler deliver him unto you, and remember what I say. I warrant you, sir, O joyful day, now I'm a made man forever. He exits. What art thou, Faustus, but a man condemned to die? Thy fatal time draws to a final end. Despair doth drive distrust into my thoughts. Confound these passions with a quiet sleep. Tush! Christ did call the thief upon the cross. Then rest thee, Faustus, quiet in conceit. So he's starting to worry. His time is running out. And it is a tragedy, so spoiler alert. All right, Horse Courser says, "Oh, what a cozening doctor was this! I, riding my horse into the water, thinking some hidden mystery had been in the horse. I had nothing under me but a little straw, and had much ado to escape drowning. Well, I'll go rouse him and make him give me my $40 again. Ho, sirrah doctor, you cozening scab, master doctor, awake and rise and give me my money again, for your horse is turned into a bottle of hay, master doctor." He pulls off Faustus's leg. "Alas! I am undone. What shall I do? I've pulled off his leg. Oh, help, help! The villain hath murdered me." "Murder or not murder, now he has but one leg. I'll outrun him, and cast this leg into some ditch or other." Aside, and then runs out. "Stop him! Stop him! Stop him!" Faustus hath his leg again, and the horse courser a bundle of hay for his $40. So he's literally playing practical jokes on people just to pass the time until he's taken away to hell. This is a grim situation that we find our main character in. Enter Wagner. "How now, Wagner, what news with thee?" "If it please you, the Duke of Van Holt does earnestly entreat your company, and hath sent some of his men to attend you with provision fit for your journey." "The Duke of Van Holt's an honorable gentleman, and one to whom I must be no," and this word looks like another word, but it basically means like a miser, like someone who is stingy. "Of my cunning. Come away." All right, they exit. Enter Robin, Dick, the horse courser, and Carter. "Come, my masters, I'll bring you to the best beer in Europe. What ho, hostess, where be these whores?" Enter the hostess. "How now? What lack you? What, my old guests? Welcome." "Sirrah Dick, dost thou know why I stand so mute?" "No, Robin, why is it?" "I am 18 pence on the score, but say nothing. See if she's forgotten me." "Who is this that stands so solemnly by himself? What, my old guest? Oh, hostess, how do you do? I hope my score stands still." "Aye, there's no doubt of that, for methinks you make no haste to wipe it out." "Why, hostess, I say, fetch us some beer." "You shall presently. Look up into the hall here. Ho!" Exit. Drink is presently brought in. "Come, sirs, what shall we do till mine hostess comes?" "Marry, sir, I'll tell you about the bravest tale how a conjurer served me. You know Dr. Faustus?" "Aye, a plague take him. Here's some odds I have cause to know him. Did he conjure thee too?" "I'll tell you how he served me. As I was going to Wittenberg the other day with a load of hay, he met me and asked what he should give me for as much hay as he could eat. Now, sir, I, thinking that a little would serve his turn, bade him take as much as he would for 3 farthings. So he presently gave me my money and fell to eating. And, as I'm a cursed man, he never left eating till he had eat up all my load of hay." And they all say, "Oh, monstrous, eat up a load of hay." Yes, yes, that may be, for I have heard of one that has to eat up a load of logs." Robin again with the jokes. The horse courser says, "Now, sirs, you shall hear how villainously he served me. I went to him yesterday to buy a horse of him, and he would by no means sell him under $40. So, sir, because I knew him to be such a good horse as would run over hedge and ditch and never tire, I gave him his money. So when I had my horse, Dr. Faustus bade me ride him night and day, and spare him no time. But, quoth he, in any case, ride him not into the water. Now, sir, I thinking the horse had some quality that he would not have me know of, what did I but rid him into a great river? And when I came just in the midst, my horse vanished away, and I sat straddling upon a bottle of hay. Oh, brave doctor! But you shall hear how bravely I served him for it. I went me home to his house, and there I found him asleep. I kept hallooing and whooping in his ears, but all could not wake him. I, seeing that, took him by the leg, and never rested pulling till I had quite pulled his leg off, and now 'tis home in mine hostelry. And has the doctor but one leg then? That's excellent, for one of his devils turned me into the likeness of an ape's face. Some more drink, hostess? Hark you, we'll into another room and drink a while, and then we'll go out and seek the doctor. They exit. Enter the Duke of Van Holt, his Duchess, Faustus, Mephistopheles, and attendants. Thanks, Master Doctor, for these pleasant sights. nor know I how sufficiently to recompense for your great deserts in erecting that enchanted castle in the air, the sight whereof so delighted me as nothing in the world could please me more. I do think myself, good lord, highly recompensed, and that pleaseth your grace to think but well of that which Faustus hath performed. But, gracious lady, it may be that you have taken pleasure in those sights. Therefore, I pray you tell me, what is the thing you most desire to have? Be it in the world, it shall be yours. I have heard that great-bellied women do long for things that are rare and dainty. True, Master Doctor, and since I find you so kind, I will make it known unto you what my heart desires to have. And, were it now summer, as it is January, a dead time of the winter, I would request no better meat than a dish of ripe grapes. This is but a small matter. Go, Mephistopheles, away. Madam, I will do more than this for your content. Re-enter Mephistopheles with grapes. Here now, taste you these. They should be good, for they come from a far country, I can tell you. This makes me wonder more than all the rest, that at this time of year, when every tree is barren of his fruit, from whence you have these ripe grapes. Please it your grace, the year is divided into 2 circles over the whole world, so that when it is winter with us, in a contrary circle is likewise summer with them, as in India, Saba, and such countries that lie far east, where they have fruit twice a year, and from whence, by means of a swift spirit that I have, I had these grapes brought, as you see. So he's using his power to amuse the powerful, like to do favors for them. This is pathetic, right? When you think about, like, what did Faustus do? Is it knowledge itself that made Faustus wrong, or is it the type of knowledge? That's the important thing. And trust me, they are the sweetest grapes that e'er I tasted. The clowns bounce at the gate within. What rude disturbers have we at the gate? Go, pacify their fury, set it ope, and then demand of them what they would have. They knock again, and call out to talk with Faustus. Why, how now, masters? What a coil is there? What is the reason you disturb the Duke? We had no reason for it, therefore a fig for him. Why, saucy varlets, dare you be so bold? I hope, sir, we have wit enough to be more bold than welcome. It appears so. Pray be bold elsewhere, and trouble not the Duke. What would they have? They all cry out to speak with Dr. Faustus. Aye, and we will speak with him. Will you, sir? Commit the rascals. Commit with us? He was good commit with his father as commit with us. I do beseech your grace, let them come in. They are a good subject for a merriment. Do as thou wilt, Faustus, I give thee leave. I thank your grace. Why, how now, my good friends? Faith, you are too outrageous, but come near. I have procured your pardons. Welcome, all. Nay, sir, we will be welcome for our money, and we will pay for what we take. What, ho! Gives us half a dozen of beer here, and be hanged. Nay, hark you. Can you tell me where you are? Aye, marry, can I? We are under heaven. Aye, but Sir Saucebox, know you in what place? Aye, aye, the horse is good enough to drink in. The house is good enough to drink in. Zounds! Fill us some beer, or we'll break all the barrels in the house and dash out your brains with the bottles. Be not so furious. Come, you shall have beer. My lord, beseech you give me leave a while. I'll gauge my credit, 'twill content your grace. With all my heart, kind doctor, please thyself. Our servants and our courts at thy command. I humbly thank your grace. Then fetch some beer. Aye, marry, there spake a doctor indeed, and faith, I'll drink a health to thy wooden leg for that word. My wooden leg? What dost thou mean by that? Ha, ha, ha! Dost thou hear him, Dick? He's forgot his leg. Aye, aye, he does not stand much upon that. No, faith, not much upon a wooden leg. Good Lord, that flesh and blood should be so frail with your worship. Do you not remember a horse courser you sold a horse to? Yes, I remember I sold one a horse. And do you remember you bid he should not ride him into the water? Yes, I do very well remember that. And you remember nothing of your leg? No, in good sooth. Then I pray you remember your courtesy. I thank you, sir. 'Tis not so much worth. I pray you, tell me one thing. What's that? Be both your legs bedfellows every night together? Wouldst thou make us the Colossus of me, that I'll ask us such questions? So in mythology, the Colossus was a big, like, giant that got cut into pieces. So they're asking if his leg is his bedfellow, meaning is he missing his leg? And he's like, would you make a colossus of me? Like, what, am I being cut apart? No, truly, sir, I would make nothing of you, but I would fain know that. Enter the hostess with a drink. Then I assure thee certainly they are. I thank you, I am fully satisfied. But wherefore dost thou ask? For nothing, sir, but methinks you should have a wooden bedfellow of one of them. Why, do you hear, sir, didn't I not pull off one of your legs when you were asleep? But I have it again. Now I'm awake. Look you here, sir. Oh, horrible! Had the doctor 3 legs? That's a funny joke. I'll let you figure that one out. Do you remember, sir, how you cozened me and ate up my load of... So he's being accused by all these people for all the trickery he's done, and as they start to accuse him, he, like, snaps his fingers, and he makes them shut up. He, like, just shuts them up, so they get cut off. That's what's happening here. Do you remember how you made me wear an ape? You horse and conjuring scab. Do you remember how you cozened me with a hook? Okay, I just want to say that I'm bringing back horse and conjuring scab. The next time you're looking for something to call your little sister, that's probably a good one. Ha! Had you forgotten me? You think to carry it away with your hay pass and repass? Do you remember the dog's fit? Exit the clowns. Hostess. Who pays for the ale? Here, you master doctor. Now you have sent away my guests. I pray, who shall pay me for my... My lord? Oh, sorry. My lord, we are much beholden to this learned man. So are we, madam, which we will recompense with all the love and kindness that we may. His artful sport thus drives all sad thoughts away. Thunder and lightning, into the devils with covered dishes. Mephistopheles leads them into Faustus' study, then enter Wagner. I think my master needs to die shortly. He has made his will and given me his wealth, his house, his goods, and store of golden plate, besides 2,000 ducats ready coined. I wonder what he means. If death were nigh, he would not frolic thus. He's now at supper with the scholars, where there's such belly cheer as Wagner never in his life saw. And see where they come. Belike the feast is ended. They exit. Enter Faustus, Mephistopheles, and 2 or 3 scholars. Master Dr. Faustus, since our conference about fair ladies, which was the beautifulest in all the world, we have determined with ourselves that Helen of Greece was the admirablest lady that ever lived. Therefore, Master Doctor, if you would do so much of a favor as to let us see that peerless dame of Greece, whom all the world admires for majesty, we should think ourselves much beholding unto you. Gentlemen, for that I know your friendship is unfeigned. It is not Faustus' custom to deny the just request of those that wish him well. You shall behold that peerless dame of Greece, no otherwise for pomp or majesty than when Sir Paris crossed the seas with her and brought the spoils to rich Dardania. Be silent then, for danger is in words. So Helen of Troy is a character from Homer's Iliad. She's a woman that was kidnapped. She was the wife of the king of Sparta, and she was kidnapped by Paris from Troy. Not Paris is the city, but the character Paris kidnapped her and started the Trojan War. And so her face is referred to as the face that launched 1,000 ships. Like she was so beautiful that he had to go to war for her, kind of thing. And so they want to see her. They're like, we want to see the most beautiful woman that's ever lived. And so Faustus, using his power again for petty parlor tricks and to amuse the wealthy, decides to show them. Was this fair Helen, who admired worth, made Greece with 10 years' war afflict poor Troy? Too simple is my wit to tell her worth, whom all the world admires for majesty. Now we have seen the pride of nature's work. We'll take our leaves, and for this blessed sight, happy and blessed be Faustus evermore. Gentlemen, farewell. The same I wish to you. Exit the scholars. Enter an old man. Oh, gentle Faustus, leave this damned art, this magic that will charm thy soul to hell, and quite bereave thee of salvation. Thou hast now offended like a man. Do not persevere in it like a devil. Yet thou hast an amiable soul. If sin by custom grow not into nature, then, Faustus, will repentance come too late? Then thou art banished from the sight of heaven. No mortal can express the pains of hell.
It may be this my exhortation seems harsh and all unpleasant. Let it not, for gentle son, I speak it not in wrath or envy of thee, but in tender love and pity for thy future misery. And so have hope that this, my kind rebuke, checking thy body, may amend thy soul. So the old man is like one last person, just some random old dude that's trying to plead with him, like, dude, turn around now. You still have time. And Faustus, of course, being the tragically flawed hero that he is, he won't have it. Where art thou, Faustus, wretch? What hast thou done? Hell claims his right, and with a roaring voice says, Faustus, come, thine hour is almost come. And Faustus will now come to do thee right. Mephistopheles gives him a dagger. Oh, stay, good Faustus, stay thy desperate steps. I see an angel hover over thy head, and with a vial full of precious grace offers to pour the same into thy soul. Then call for mercy and avoid despair. O friend, I feel thy words to comfort my distressed soul. Leave me a while to ponder on my sins. Faustus, I leave thee, but with grief of heart, fearing the enemy of thy hapless soul. Accursed Faustus, wretch, what hast thou done? I do repent, and yet I do despair. Hell strives with grace for conquest in my breast. What shall I do to shun the snares of death? Thou traitor, Faustus, I arrest thy soul for disobedience to my sovereign lord. Revolt, or I'll in piecemeal tear thy flesh. I do repent, ere I offended him. Sweet Mephistopheles, entreat thy lord to pardon my unjust presumption, and with my blood again I will confirm my former vow that I made to Lucifer. Do it then, Faustus, with an unfeigned heart, lest greater dangers do attend thy drift. Torment, sweet friend, that base and aged man, that dost dissuade me from thy Lucifer, with greatest torments that our hell affords. His fate is great. I cannot touch his soul, but what I may afflict his body with, I will attempt, which is but little worth. One thing, good servant, let me crave of thee, to glut the longing of my heart's desire, that I may have unto my paramour that heavenly Helen which I saw of late, whose sweet embraces may extinguish clean those thoughts that do dissuade me from my vow, and keep my oath I made to Lucifer. This, or what else my Faustus shall desire, shall be performed in the twinkling of an eye. Re-enter Helen, passing over the stage between two cupids. Was this the face that launched 1,000 ships, and burnt the topless towers of Ilium? Sweet Helen, make me immortal with a kiss. He kisses her. Her lips suck forth my soul, see where it flies. Come, Helen, come. Give me my soul again. Here will I dwell, for heaven is in these lips, and all is dross that is not Helena. I will be Paris, and for love of thee, instead of Troy shall Wittenberg be sacked. And I will combat with Menelaus, and wear thy colours on my plumed crest. Yea, I will wound Achilles in the heel, and then return to Helen for a kiss. Oh, thou art fairer than the evening air, clad in the beauty of 1,000 stars. Brighter art thou than flaming Jupiter when he appeared to helpless Semele. More lovely than a monarch of the sky in wanton Arethusa's azured arms, and none but thou shall be my paramour. So he thinks that Helen of Troy, like kissing her and being with her, is going to account for the torture that he's going to endure forever, which is kind of silly. All right, enter Lucifer, Beelzebub, and Mephistopheles. So this is, the time is coming to a close, folks. Thus from infernal dis do we ascend to view the subjects of our monarchy, those souls which sin seals the black sons of hell, among which, as chief Faustus, we come to thee, bringing with us lasting damnation to wait upon thy soul. The time is come which makes it forfeit. And this gloomy night here in this room will wretched Faustus be. And here we'll stay to mark him how he doth demean himself. How should he be but in desperate lunacy? Fond worldling, now his heart blood dries with grief. His conscience killed it, and his labouring brain begets a world of idle fantasies to overreach the devil. But all in vain. His store of pleasures must be sauced with pain. He and his servant Wagner are at hand. Both come from drawing Faustus's latest will. See where they come.
Enter Faustus and Wagner. Stay, Wagner. Thou hast perused my will. How dost thou like it?
Sir, so wondrous well, as in all humble duty I do yield my life and lasting service for your love.
Gramercy, Wagner. Welcome, gentlemen.
Now, worthy Faustus, methinks your look are changed.
Oh, gentlemen, what ails Faustus?
Ah, my sweet chamber fellow, had I lived with thee, then had I lived still. But now I must die eternally. Look, sirs, comes he not? Comes he not?
Oh, my dear Faustus, what imports this fear? Is all our pleasure turned to melancholy?
He is not well, being so over solitary.
If it be so, we'll have physicians, and Faustus shall be cured.
'Tis but a surfeit, sir, fear nothing.
A surfeit of deadly sin that had damned both body and soul.
Yet, Faustus, look up to heaven, and remember that mercy is infinite.
But Faustus's offense can never be pardoned. The serpent that tempted Eve may be saved, but not Faustus. Oh, gentlemen, hear me with patience, and tremble not at my speeches. Though my heart pant and quiver to remember that I have been a student here these 30 years, oh, would I had never seen Wittenberg, never read a book. And what wonders I have done, all Germany can witness, yea, all the world, for which Faustus hath lost both Germany and the world, yea, heaven itself, heaven, the seat of God, the throne of the blessed, the kingdom of joy, and must remain in hell forever. Hell! Oh, hell forever! Sweet friends, what shall become of Faustus, being in hell forever?
Yet, Faustus, call on God.
On God whom Faustus hath abjured? On God whom Faustus hath blasphemed? Oh, my God, I would weep, but the devil draws in my tears. Gush forth blood instead of tears, yea, life and soul. Oh, he stays my tongue. I would lift up my hands, but see, they hold them. They hold them. Who, Faustus? Why, Lucifer and Mephistopheles, O gentlemen. I gave them my soul for my cunning. Oh, God forbid! God forbade it indeed, but Faustus hath done it. For the vain pleasure of 24 years hath Faustus lost eternal joy and felicity. I writ them a bill with my own blood. The date is expired. This is the time, and he will fetch me. Why did not Faustus tell of this before, that divines might have prayed for thee? Oft I have thought to have done so, but the devil threatened to tear me into pieces if I named God, to fetch me body and soul if I once gave ear to divinity. And now it is too late. Gentlemen, away, lest you perish with me. Oh, what may we do to save Faustus? Talk not of me, but save yourselves and depart. God will strengthen me, I will stay with Faustus. Tempt not God, sweet friend, but let us into the next room and pray for him. Aye, pray for me, pray for me. And what noise soever you hear, come not unto me, for nothing can rescue me. Pray thou, and we'll pray that God may have mercy upon thee. Gentlemen, farewell. If I live till morning, I'll visit you. If not, Faustus is gone to hell. Faustus, farewell. Exit the scholars.
Aye, Faustus, now thou hast no hope of heaven, therefore despair. Think only upon hell, for that must be thy mansion, there to dwell.
Oh, thou bewitching fiend, 'twas thy temptation hath robbed me of eternal happiness.
I do confess it, Faustus, and rejoice. 'Twas I that, when thou were in the way to heaven, dammed up thy passage. When thou took'st the book to view the scriptures, then I turned the leaves, and led thine eye. What, weepest thou? 'Tis too late. Despair! Farewell! Fools that will laugh on earth must weep in hell.
And he exits. Enter the good angel and the evil angel at several doors. Oh, Faustus, if thou hadst given ear to me, innumerable joys had followed thee. But thou didst love the world.
Gave ear to me, and now must taste hell pains perpetually.
Oh, what will thy riches, pleasures, pomps avail thee now?
Nothing but vex thee more to want in hell that had unearthed such store.
Oh, thou hast lost celestial happiness, pleasures unspeakable, bliss without end. Hadst thou affected sweet divinity, hell or the devil had no power on thee.
Hadst thou kept on that way, Faustus, behold, in what resplendent glory thou hadst sit, in yonder throne, like those bright shining saints, and triumphed over hell, that hast thou lost. And now, poor soul, must thy good angel leave thee. The jaws of hell are open to receive thee. So the good angel shows him heaven, and it's like, this is what you gave up. Now the evil angel shows him hell. Now, Faustus, let thine eyes with horror stare into that vast perpetual torture house. There are the Furies tossing damned souls on burning forks. There bodies boil in lead. There are live quarters broiling on the coils that never can die. This ever-burning chair is for over-tortured souls to rest them in. These that are fed with sops of great flaming fire were gluttons, and loved only delicates, and laughed to see the poor starve at their gates. But yet all these are nothing. Thou shalt see 10,000 tortures that more horrid be.
Oh, I have seen enough to torture me.
Nay, thou must feel them, taste the smart of it all. He that loves pleasure must for pleasure fall. And so I leave thee, Faustus, till anon. Then wilt thou tumble in confusion.
Exit. Hell disappears. The clock strikes 11. So this is Faustus' last hour on earth. Oh, Faustus, now thou hast but 1 hour to live, and then thou must be damned perpetually. Stand still, you ever-moving spheres of heaven, that time may cease and midnight never come. Fair nature's eye, rise, rise again, and make perpetual day. Or let this hour be but a year, a month, a week, a natural day, that Faustus may repent and save his soul. O lenti, lenti, curite, noquis ecti. The stars move still, time runs. The clock will strike, the devil will come, and Faustus must be damned. Oh, I'll leap up to heaven. Who pulls me down? See where Christ's blood streams in the firmament. 1 drop of blood will save me. O my Christ, rend not my heart for naming of my Christ, yet I will call on him. Oh, spare me, Lucifer. And where is it now? 'Tis gone. And see, a threatening arm, an angry brow. Mountains and hills, come, come, and fall on me, and hide me from the heavy wrath of heaven. No? Then will I headlong run into the earth? Gape, earth! Oh no, it will not harbor me. You stars that reigned at my nativity, whose influence had allotted death and hell, now draw up Faustus like a foggy mist into the entrails of yon laboring clouds, that when you vomit forth into the air, my limbs may issue from your smoky mouths. But let my soul mount and ascend to heaven. The clock strikes the half hour. Oh, half the hour is past, it will all be past anon. Oh, if my soul must suffer for my sin, impose some end to my incessant pain. Let Faustus live in hell 1,000 years, 100,000, and at last be saved. No end is limited to damned souls. Why, would there not a creature wanting soul? Or why is it this immortal thou hast? O Pythagoras metempsychosis, were that true, this soul should fly from me, and I be changed into some brutish beast. All beasts are happy, for when they die, their souls are soon dissolved in elements, but mine must live still to be plagued in hell. Cursed be the parents that engendered me. No, Faustus, curse thyself. Curse Lucifer that hath deprived thee of the joys of heaven. The clock strikes 12. It strikes! It strikes! Now, body, turn to air, or Lucifer will bear thee quick to hell. O soul, be changed into small water drops, and fall in the ocean, never to be found. Thunder, into the devils. Oh, mercy, heaven, look not so fierce on me. Adders and serpents, let me breathe a while. Ugly hell, gape not. Come not, Lucifer, I'll burn my books. Oh, Mephistopheles! All right, and he's torn asunder. I hope you enjoyed my award-winning performance there. Okay, enter the scholars. Come, gentlemen, let us go visit Faustus, for such a dreadful night was never seen since the world's creation did begin. Such fearful shrieks and cries were never heard. Pray heaven the doctor had escaped the danger. Oh, help us, heaven, see, here are Faustus's limbs all torn asunder by the hand of death. The devils whom Faustus served have torn him thus, for 'twixt the hours of 12 and 1 methought I heard him shriek and cry aloud for help, at which self time the house seemed all on fire with dreadful horror of these damned fiends.
Well, gentlemen, though Faustus' end be such as every Christian heart laments to think on, yet, for he was a scholar once admired for wondrous knowledge in our German schools, we'll give his mangled limbs due burial, and all the students, clothed in mourning black, shall wait upon his heavy funeral. And they leave. Here's the chorus, which comes to end the play. Cut is the branch that might have grown full straight, and burned is Apollo's laurel bough that sometimes grew within this learned man. Faustus is gone. Regard his hellish fall, whose fiendful fortune may exhort the wise only to wonder at unlawful things, whose deepness doth entice such forward wits to practice more than heavenly power permits. Exit. And then this is Latin for the hour ends the day, the actor ends his work. Okay, and that is the end of the tragical history of Dr. Faustus. So the essay, which I will go over in a separate video, but the essay that you can write, that you have a choice between this and one other, is about what is the line. What line does Faustus cross? Is it just knowledge in general, or is it a certain type of knowledge? Is it the way he uses knowledge? If he had done just good things with his power, would he still have been damned? There are other versions of this play. There's one written by Goethe where Faustus is redeemed because of his love for a young woman and his sort of goodliness, and that even though he deals with the devil, he still comes out on top because his soul is pure. This isn't really the case in this version. And then apply it to the human enterprise today. Have we made, as a society, the Faustian bargain? Have we gone too far? You know, you think about things like human cloning or artificial intelligence or stem cell research and regrowing limbs and doing all this stuff. Have we crossed the boundary, or as the chorus says at the end, have we practiced more than heavenly power permits? This is the kind of thing I want you thinking about for essay 2. And it's one of the reasons why I assigned this play, because even though it's old and it's sort of hard to understand, the message is very interesting. How much knowledge is too much? What boundaries should we never cross? Could we damn ourselves in our pursuit of knowledge? I think it's entirely possible. And so with that, I will end this third and final video of the tragical history of Dr. Faustus. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful week.